Hey everyone, Uncle Teddybear here. Today we are going to do a recipe called Mom's Air Buns. Now I did find this recipe online, so that's a little bit of a disclaimer. But I've been using this recipe for family meals. It goes good with beef stew, chilies. Christmas is coming. Everybody loves rolls. So let's get into it. First, we're going to get our yeast mixture going. We need 3/4 of a cup of warm but not overly hot water. I'm just going to put into this. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. Stir it to mix it up. And then we're going to add a package of yeast. So, stir it up and leave it. Now we're just going to let that bloom. From there, we're going to come over here to the bowl. In the bowl, I already have some salt, a little bit of salt, not too much. To that, we're going to add 1/4 of a cup of sugar using a wet measuring cup. Then to that, here, I have a 1/4 cup of butter. You can use butter, you can use lard, you can use shortening. I've even used oil when needed. So we're going to melt that in the microwave fairly quickly here. You don't need it overly hot, just barely melted, just so you can mix it together with the dry ingredients. And as you can see probably on the counter, we've been doing a lot of stuff getting ready for Christmas. One of those comes in here. And we're good. So it's not fully melted yet, as you can see. Just going to swirl that around just to melt that one little glass nubbin. And we're just going to pour it right into the sugar and salt. And start giving that a stir. Just like so. Now the next ingredient, which to a lot of you may seem weird, and yeah, first time I tried it, seemed weird. 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Now, don't get me wrong, it does seem weird, but you're not going to taste any vinegar with the end product. You're not going to taste the vinegar in the buns. It's just a little bit of acid to help kind of measure the yeast. Okay, so from there we're going to go to the sink and get about a cup of warm water again. Put it in here. That's half, and that's a cup. Mix that up a bit. And this is where the sugar and salt should have melted by now. Next, we are going to add flour to this mixture. That's my wife's hand in there, by the way. We're going to add about a cup of flour. And give that a good stir. And incorporate everything. Probably want to scrape the side as you're going around. So that's the mixture right there so far. Kind of looks like a sourdough starter. From here, we're going to take the bloomed yeast and pour it all in. Try to get to all the bubbly stuff as much as you can, and mix that in. I'm just going to put this whisk into the sink, and from here is where it gets a bit tricky. If you have a stand mixer, use a stand mixer. If you have the strength, you want to be naughty, use your hands. I use a bread maker. If your bread maker has a dough setting, set it on the dough setting and turn it on. I'll show you when. I got this spatula out because I want to scrape everything absolutely that I can from the bowl. Oops. And we're just going to pour this into the pan that's in there. And then scrape out as much as you can. Okay. From there, I grab the flour. Now we're going to add anywhere from 3 cups to 3 1/4 cups of flour right into the bowl of the bread maker. Now, I'm only going to add 3 for now, because what I normally do, once I get it going, I usually stand here watching through the window, make sure everything's getting incorporated, and I usually scrape down the sides within the first few minutes just to help it along. So what you want to do, set it to your dough setting, which on my machine is 1.5 hours, and hit start. As you can see, everything will start coming together. And then just let it go for the whole dough setting, the whole hour and a half on my machine, for example. It will rise in the bread maker. And then from there, we'll continue on. We'll see you soon. Hey, welcome back. So it's been about 1.5 hours since started the bread maker, and as you can see, the dough has risen substantially to the point where it's sticking to the lid. So we're going to take this out, put it out onto the floured counter. We're going to handle very carefully. We don't want to deflate it a lot. And now, depending on the size of rolls or buns you make, you should be able to get anywhere between, if you want really big buns to use for burgers or sloppy joes, 12. If you want rolls for a supper, anywhere between 24 and 36, depending on the size of them. So I'm just going to cut this. I'm going to try to get 24. Do 12 on each side, if my math is correct. Now these will be rising again. And, you know, because I'm not perfect, some will be smaller, some will be bigger. It's just the way it goes. Maybe some really small ones. So then from here, just roll them into a little ball. Don't have to be perfect about it. And then
okay,
you just roll them into a ball. You don't have to be perfect. And then put them in. Now I sprayed these pans with a non-stick spray because it does require you to grease it down. And then when these are done, we'll do it with this tray so I can show you fairly quickly here. Now the way I do a second rising is I preheat my oven to, which has already been done and turned off, to 175 degrees. I have not opened the door yet because obviously you do not want to let any of that heat out. As soon as it reaches the temperature, I turn off the oven and then let it sit. This is going to be a good one. Now during the mixing process, if you want, you can make any sort of variation on these. You can add garlic, herbs, cheese, you know, any sort of spices. Depends on what you want to do. So there's 12 of those, evenly spread out. Grab the other pan. Do the same thing. Different bit of a different pan. These are probably going to spread more wide than up because the walls on this one aren't too big. Or also too, if you just want to have cheese topped buns, now would be the time, once you roll them and put them in the pan, to squirt them with water and then sprinkle some cheese on top, just so it helps the cheese stick. Now, as you can see, like I said, some of them do look smaller, some of them are bigger. It's okay. They're going to be eaten anyway, no matter what happens. But they will rise significantly for the second round. So here we go, 12 more. So now what I do is quickly put them into the oven. As I said, it's warmed up. Try to do it as fast as you can so you don't let a whole lot of heat out. And now we're going to leave it for about another hour to rise some more. And we'll be back then. Thanks. Alrighty. So I'm back. The buns have risen, which I'll show you here in a second. You can see I've preheated the oven to 350 degrees. Here's the risen dough balls. And right now they're going to go into the oven. Like so. Preheated. And in for about 10 minutes or until they just turn golden brown. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, oven off. Here we go. Pair of buns. There we go. 24. Good size. Let them cool down for a bit and move them to a rack, or in my case, cutting board. The wood dissipates the heat. And that's it. Nope. Good luck. Have fun. See you in the next video.